Dinosaurs are arguably the most famous animals to have ever lived. We know that because of their iconic status. They have been featured in countless books, TV shows, movies, video games, and more. But what many people don't realize is that dinosaurs were not the only large, diverse, and successful group of animals during the Mesozoic era. The age of reptiles was also home to many other kinds of animals which were just as interesting and terrifying as the dinosaurs themselves. Hello everyone, this is Paleo Logic, and today we are going to be talking about some of the scariest non-dinosaur predators from the Triassic period. Let's get into it. Now before we get into this list, I do want to say that there is no way that we could talk about all the cool Triassic critters that aren't dinosaurs without mentioning dinosaur. If you're interested in learning more about the Triassic or any other geologic time period, you should definitely check out Dinosaur. It is an amazing community-run resource with detailed information about the history of life on Earth. I'm actually working on a few articles over there right now. So if you want to keep learning about these animals after this video, you can find me on Dinosaur. Okay, so let's start off with one of the largest land predators of the entire Triassic period. Enter Sarcosaurus. Sarcosaurus lived in what is now North America and South America during the latest Triassic. It was a large carnivore that grew up to 40 feet long and weighed around 2,500 pounds. Its head and body were very thick-set, and it had extremely powerful jaws and teeth for crushing bone. Despite its relatively short arms, Sarcosaurus was a fearsome predator, and likely hunted large herds of herbivorous dinosaurs and other animals for food. While it may seem like a relatively new discovery, fossils of Sarcosaurus have actually been known since the late 1800s. However, it wasn't until the early 1940s that paleontologists began to understand just how gigantic this animal really was. In fact, it wasn't until 2013 that the first relatively complete skull was discovered. Today, several well-preserved skeletons are known from Ghost Ranch, New Mexico, and they continue to teach us more about this amazing creature. While Sarcosaurus was undoubtedly a fierce predator, it pales in comparison to our next Triassic beast, literally. Pseudosuchus was one of the largest marine reptiles of the Triassic and one of the apex predators of the oceans. Like all marine reptiles, Pseudosuchus was a type of reptile that adapted to life in the water. It had a long, narrow body with a pointed snout and sharp teeth for catching fish. Unlike most other marine reptiles, Pseudosuchus was a member of the Archosauria, the group that would eventually lead to the dinosaurs and the crocodiles. This makes it more closely related to terrestrial creatures like Sarcosaurus than it does to other marine reptiles. Pseudosuchus was truly gigantic, growing up to 70 feet long and weighing over 20 tons. These massive creatures would have been perfectly adapted for hunting large prey in the open ocean, and are thought to have used their size and speed to chase down schools of fish and other marine reptiles. While they were active swimmers, Pseudosuchus would have been equally at home on land. Their bodies were elongated but still somewhat lizard-like, and they would have been able to scuttle up on land to lay their eggs. Fossils of this creature are found throughout Ghost Ranch, New Mexico, and have even been discovered in Central America. While it is hard to imagine anything being able to take on such a large creature, we have to remember that Pseudosuchus had plenty of competition in the Triassic seas. Speaking of the seas, our next animal was a master of disguise. Eustanopteron was a large, bony fish that lived in the Triassic and was one of the most successful apex predators of its time. Like many modern fish, Eustanopteron had a very strange body shape. Its body was long, flat, and somewhat eel-like, which allowed it to maneuver easily through the water. It also had two dorsal fins that were connected by a membrane, giving it the ability to swim at high speeds and make quick turns. The most unique feature of Eustace's appearance was its mouth. It had a protrusible upper jaw, meaning that it could extend its mouth forward to lap up prey. This is a feature that is seen in many modern fish, but was quite rare during the Triassic. Eusthenopteron would have used its unique mouth to feed on a variety of prey, including other fish, squid, and crustaceans. It is thought that they may have even ambushed larger prey by ramming them with their snouts. While most fish use their gills to extract oxygen from the water, Eustanopteron had special air-breathing organs called labyrinthodonts. This allowed them to survive in a wider range of habitats, and likely played a role in their success during the Triassic. The fossil record of Eustanopteron is extremely poor due to the fragility of its skeleton. Very few complete specimens are known, and most of the fossils are just fragments of its skull. Because of this, little is known about its size and behavior. However, we do know that it was an incredibly successful predator and likely played an important role in the Triassic ecosystem. Our next predator was another giant among a group of giants. Saurian was one of the most diverse groups of animals during the Triassic, and many of them grew to be truly enormous. The largest of these were the Sauropods, a group that included both titanosaurs and brachiosaurs. Sauropods were characterized by their extremely long necks, small heads, and very thick-set bodies. These creatures were some of the first to grow to truly gigantic sizes, with the largest individuals reaching lengths of over 100 feet and weights of over 10 tons. The most famous sauropod is probably Brontosaurus, a massive creature that has been featured in countless books and movies. However, recent studies have shown that it is actually just a type of Apatosaurus. There are several other genera of sauropod dinosaurs, but they are all quite similar in appearance and behavior. All of these dinosaurs were herbivores, and they used their long necks to feed on low-lying vegetation. Despite their huge size, sauropods were relatively fast and agile creatures, and they were able to defend themselves against most predators using their powerful tails and enormous bulk. Sauropod fossils are found all over the world, and they provide us with a glimpse into a time when the Earth was ruled by giants. One of the smallest animals on this list was actually one of the deadliest. Smileodon was a saber-tooth cat that lived during the late Triassic. Like other saber-tooth cats, Smileodon had very long, thin teeth that were perfect for delivering a fatal bite to its prey. Unlike other saber-tooth cats, Smileodon had very short legs, which made it more maneuverable and agile. This made it much more effective as a hunter, as it was able to move quickly through the underbrush and pounce on its prey with ease. Smileodon would have fed on a variety of animals, including other reptiles, mammals, and even dinosaurs. It was a solitary hunter and likely spent most of its time looking for food. Despite its relatively small size, Smileodon was a formidable predator and would have been feared by its prey. Fossil evidence suggests that it was also a very successful hunter, as indicated by the presence of healed wounds on its bones. While Smileodon went extinct at the end of the Triassic, its legacy would live on in the Pleistocene epoch with the emergence of Smileodon fatalis, one of the largest and most famous saber-tooth cats of all time. Finally, we come to our last Triassic monster. C. Megalodon is a genus of mackerel shark that lived during the Triassic. Like all mackerel sharks, it had a very large predatory body with multiple fins and a powerful tail. C. Megalodon was one of the largest cartilaginous fish that ever lived, reaching lengths of over 70 feet and weights of over 100 tons. It was a true apex predator and would have fed on just about anything that entered its territory. C. Megalodon was a warm-blooded creature, which allowed it to thrive in a variety of environments. It was also highly aggressive and would have been capable of attacking large whales and other marine reptiles. While C. Megalodon is often overshadowed by other marine monsters like ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs, it was just as impressive and equally deserving of our fascination. So there you have it, some of the coolest non-dinosaur predators from the Triassic period. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you next time.